After a deep breath, he gently tapped the drum 7 times, just like his mother had done in the dream. Suddenly, his mother appeared before him. Mondi's eyes filled with tears and shock. In a beautiful city called Jinja, there lived a young man named Mondi. Mondi was raised by his loving single mother, Dora. Whenever Mondi asked about his father, she told him that his father betrayed her before he was born and he contracted a disease while he cheated on her, so she couldn't be with him anymore. Mondi loved his mother very much and he promised to build a big, beautiful house when he got his first job. As Mondi grew up, he worked very hard in school and finally got a job at a big company. There, he met a kind woman named Nancha. Nancha was special because she was the daughter of Mr. Obote, the boss of the company. Mondi and Nancha liked each other a lot and soon they fell in love. Mondi wanted his mother to meet Nancha because she was very important to him. So he invited Nancha to his home. Dora welcomed her with open arms and a big smile. She was very happy to see her son in love with such a caring girl. Nancha was very supportive of Mondi. She encouraged him every day and helped him to be his best. They spent a lot of time together, laughing and sharing stories. But Nancha had made a special promise to herself to only kiss and sleep with Mondi after marriage. So she and Mondi respected that promise. Every day, Mondi worked hard at his job, saved money and planned for the big house he would build for his mother, just as he had promised when he was little. Mondi worked very hard and secretly built a beautiful house for his mother, Dora, to surprise her. He was so excited to show her the house, but on the day he planned to reveal the surprise, something very sad happened. His beloved mother, Dora, passed away before she could see the house. She died of a heart attack. Mondi was heartbroken. He cried a lot because he couldn't believe it. He missed his mother so much. During this time, his girlfriend Nancha was there to help him. She was very kind and caring. Nancha's father, Mr. Obote, also came to the funeral to comfort Mondi. They both tried their best to make him feel better. One night while Mondi was sleeping, he had a dream. In the dream, he saw a drum and his mother was there too. She drummed the drum 7 times. When Mondi woke up, he thought it was just a dream and didn't think much about it. But he couldn't stop thinking about the sound of the drumming. It kept playing in his head over and over. One day, feeling a bit better, Mondi decided to visit the house he had built for his mother. He wanted to see the place he had made with so much love for her. When he entered the house, he found something surprising. A drum. Just like in his dream, Mondi stood in the middle of the new house looking at the drum. He remembered his dream and felt a mix of confusion and fear, wondering how the drum was there. After a deep breath, he gently tapped the drum 7 times, just like his mother had done in the dream. Suddenly, his mother appeared before him. Mondi's eyes filled with tears and shock as he saw her smiling. Dora looked around the house and told Mondi that she knew about it all along. She had seen it being built and she visited often secretly. She then shared a magical secret about the drum. This drum can bring back the person you love the most for just 1 minute, she explained. Mondi was overjoyed to have this moment with her as she died when he wasn't around. They hugged and talked quickly, catching up on all the love and missed time. As they spoke, Dora's face became serious. She started to tell Mondi something very important. I need to tell you about how I died. The truth is, I was just killed. Just as she was about to reveal who was responsible for her death, Nancha stepped into the room. The minute was up, and with a sad smile, Dora faded away, leaving Mondi shocked and confused. Nancha saw the tears and the shocked look on Mondi's face and hurried to his side, not knowing what he had just experienced. Mondi tried to drum the drum again, hoping to see his mother one more time, but nothing happened. She didn't appear again. Feeling sad and lost, Mondi cried, his tears falling quietly. Nancha saw how upset he was and gently took his hand. "Let's go home, Mondi." She led him out of the house. Back at home, Nancha tried to comfort Mondi, but he was very quiet, thinking about his mother and her unfinished message. He wondered who had killed his kind and loving mother. She never harmed anyone. Meanwhile, in a surprising twist of events, Nancha and her father, Mr. Obote, secretly went back to the house Mondi had built for his mother. Under the cover of night, they looked around to make sure no one was watching. Mr. Obote held a match and looked at Nancha. She nodded, and with a flick of his hand, he set the house on fire, including the drum inside. Flames quickly covered the beautiful house, turning it into ashes. But why would Nancha and her father do such a thing? What were they hiding? After discovering the fire, Mondi felt something wasn't right. He realized the person who burnt down the house is probably the same person who killed his mother. He remembered he had set up CCTV cameras in a tree near the house he had built for his mother, hoping to capture the surprise on her face when she saw the house. Now, he wondered if those cameras might have caught something else. Mondi checked the footage from the cameras and was shocked by what he saw. There on the screen were Nancha and her father, Mr. Obote, setting the house on fire. His heart sank as he realized the two people he couldn't imagine were behind such a terrible act. But that wasn't all. Mondi decided to investigate further. He remembered another camera at the neighbor's house near where he and his mom used to live. He asked his neighbor if he could see the footage from around the time his mom passed away. The video revealed a heartbreaking truth. He saw Nancha and Mr. Obote entering and leaving the house on the day his mother had a cardiac arrest. Why would Obote and Nancha, the woman he loved so much, do this? Let me tell you what happened. In a flashback 1 year ago, Mr. Obote, an HIV/AIDS patient, had revealed to his daughter Nancha that Dora, Mondi's mother, is his ex, the one who gave him HIV/AIDS and played with him. Nancha, seeing how much her father suffered with the disease, felt very angry and wanted to give Dora a taste of her own medicine. So she decided to revenge on Dora by pretending to love Mondi to get closer to Dora. They eventually got an opportunity when Mondi wasn't around at home, and Mr. Obote injected Dora with a drug causing her cardiac arrest, which killed her. They were so happy but pretended to support Mondi. When Nancha saw Mondi talking to his mother's spirit through the magical drum and realized the spirit was about to reveal the truth about everything, she became scared. She didn't want Mondi to know what she and her father had done. So in a panic, she decided to burn down the drum and the house to keep the secret safe. Back in the present, Mondi, feeling shocked and scared, bought a gun and decided to avenge his mother. He didn't care about the law anymore. Mondi felt very betrayed and confused because he had truly loved Nancha. He decided to confront them at their home that night. Mondi stood in Nancha and Mr. Obote's home, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. Nancha and Mr. Obote, seeing Mondi with a gun, knew he had found out the truth. He threatened to kill them and wanted to hear the truth from them directly. As they finally admitted what they had done, Mondi introduced another surprising fact to them. Mother never had AIDS, Mondi said firmly, looking straight at Nancha. She even donated her blood to me 2 years ago, and there was no sign of any disease. He revealed that he himself doesn't have AIDS. Mondi then asked Nancha, "Is that why you never let me kiss or sleep with you? Because you thought I had AIDS?" Nancha was stunned and confused. She looked at her father, his eyes wide with shock, and asked, Is what Mondi saying true? Mr. Obote, still trying to protect his lies, denied it at first. Mondi, feeling the weight of his gun in his hand, pointed it at Mr. Obote. He felt tempted to use it because of all the pain he had caused him. But deep down, he remembered his mother's teachings about justice. "Tell the truth," Mondi demanded, his voice shaking with emotion. "It's time to stop lying." Under the intense pressure and with Mondi's gun pointed at him, Mr. Obote finally broke down and told the whole truth. He admitted that he was Dora's ex-boyfriend from 30 years ago. They had been in love, but things went wrong when Obote cheated on Dora and contracted the disease. He had told Dora about his illness, hoping for her to understand, but instead she was deeply hurt and broke up with him. Obote's pain turned to anger. A few months later, he saw Dora happy and pregnant in the market. She was with another man, just walking through the crowded market. Consumed by jealousy and seeing Dora with another man, who was the father of her child, Obote began to stalk Dora. He couldn't bear the thought of her moving on and being happy while he suffered. That day, he followed the man he saw with Dora at the market. He attacked and killed him, not knowing that the man was simply a kind market vendor who had been helping Dora navigate the crowded space. Mondi listened, shocked and heartbroken, to learn how deep and misplaced Obote's vengeance had been. He saw how a misunderstanding had led to such a terrible act. After marrying the woman he cheated on Dora with, Mr. Obote seemed to find some happiness. He knew Dora was single and unhappy. He married the same woman who had given him HIV/AIDS. She gave birth to Nancha 2 years later. Nancha was HIV/AIDS free. Unfortunately, her mother passed away after 10 years due to the disease, leaving young Nancha to care for her sick father at a very tender age. As years passed, Obote's condition improved, but his obsession with Dora never faded. For 30 years, Obote kept a close watch on Dora and her son. Seeing how happy Dora was with her son only fueled his anger and resentment. One day, he devised a new plan. He stalked Mondi's Facebook profile and strategically placed a job advert from his own company, knowing Mondi would likely see it and apply. As planned, Mondi applied and got the job. This job was part of Obote's cruel plot. He had told his daughter Nancha lies about how he contracted the disease, falsely claiming that Dora was to blame for his misfortunes. He painted Dora in such a negative light that Nancha believed her father's distorted version of the past. Thinking Mondi also had AIDS, which was another lie from her father, Nancha pretended to fall in love with Mondi. This way, she helped her father get closer to Dora, leading to her untimely death, orchestrated by Obote. Nancha, manipulated by her father's lies, never questioned his motives until now, when the truth was exposed right before her eyes. Both Mondi and Nancha stood in silence, overwhelmed by the revelations. Nancha was upset because her father, Mr. Obote, had lied to her to fulfill his vendetta against an innocent woman, Dora. She confronted her father, demanding the truth and why he had caused so much pain based on lies. Mondi, on the other hand, was dealing with an even bigger shock. He had realized that Mr. Obote, the man responsible for so much sorrow, was his biological father, making Nancha his step-sister. His mother always told him little but specific information about his father. She told him how his father cheated on her and contracted the disease, and she couldn't be with him anymore. Weeks later, she found out she was pregnant with his child. With a heavy heart, Mondi confronted Obote. He told him about the market vendor, an innocent man who had been killed because of Obote's mistaken jealousy. Mondi explained that his mother Dora had never been involved with any other man after Obote. The vendor was simply being kind, helping a pregnant Dora navigate through a busy market. That senseless act of violence was based on a tragic misunderstanding. Obote listened, his face showing the weight of his actions over the years. The room was filled with tension, sadness, and a pressing need for closure. Obote shouted in disbelief, saying Mondi is lying. Nancha looked on, still shocked with whatever was going on. In the midst of their heated conversation, Mondi couldn't hold back his emotions any longer. He shouted at Obote, "You are my father, and Nancha is my sister." The truth echoed loudly in the room, leaving all three of them shocked. Nancha and Mondi were especially disturbed by the fact that they had dated, not knowing that they were siblings. It was a tough moment for both of them. Mondi revealed everything his mother had told him. Nancha, tears streaming down her face, apologized profusely. "I'm sorry, Mondi. I didn't know the truth. I just believed what my father told me without questioning it." Her voice was filled with regret and confusion. As the reality of his actions set in, Obote was overwhelmed with shock and disbelief. Suddenly, he clutched his chest in pain and collapsed. It seemed he was having a heart attack. Mondi, who had already called the police, watched as they arrived and quickly assessed the situation. The officers called for medical help and took Nancha and the now unconscious Obote into custody. Obote was rushed to the prison hospital, where he slipped into a coma. The house was now quiet, the police having taken Obote and Nancha away. Mondi stood alone, trying to process everything that had happened. It was a lot for him to take in. The truth about his family, the deceit, and now realizing his precious mother died for stupid reasons. Mondi felt sad and cried a lot. He was upset about everything that had happened. Nancha, even though she was in prison, kept sending messages to Mondi to say she was sorry. She was very confused and felt terrible about what had happened, but it was too late for a sorry to fix things. A month had passed and the court decided what would happen to Nancha and her father. Nancha was given 10 years in prison because she helped her father in a plan that led to the death of an innocent person. Mr. Obote, who was still in a coma and couldn't even wake up to hear the news, was sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison. He was punished for murdering Dora and the vendor at the market 30 years ago, along with many other bad things he had done. Mondi was left to think about all this. He missed his mother Dora very much and felt alone. But he knew he needed to find a way to live his life without all the sadness. As the days turned into months, Mondi worked hard to find peace and happiness again. He remembered his mother's love and her wishes for him to live a good life, full of joy and kindness. Slowly, Mondi started to heal from the sadness and the anger he felt. Mondi decided to renovate the burnt house he had built for his mother to start a charity in his mother's name. This charity helped orphans. Helping these children made him feel closer to his mother and gave him a sense of purpose. He had also begun to write a book about his life, hoping to share his story and help others learn from his experience. While working at the foundation, Mondi met Ashaba, a kind and understanding woman who volunteered there. They became good friends, and soon their friendship turned into love. Ashaba understood Mondi's past and supported him through his journey of healing. A few years later, Mondi and Ashaba got married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends and the children from the foundation. They built a happy life together, full of love and shared goals of helping others. Mondi often visited his mother's grave, telling her about his life, his love, and how he was helping others. He knew she would be proud of him. Although he still missed her, he was thankful for the life he had now, a life filled with love, purpose, and joy of helping others. Mondi's heart had finally found peace, and he lived happily, knowing that he was making a difference in the world, just like his mother had always hoped. And here, our dear viewers, is where Mondi's story ends. What lesson did you learn from this story? Comment down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. For more African stories and tales, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time I post new videos. Thank you for watching.